I went to a football match this week. I parked my car on the car park, went to the game, got back to it afterwards, and that's what I found. I discovered later that other cars had also suffered the same fate. Now, and this is relevant to the story, by the way, it's a quiet area, not what you would expect to happen along those lines, but there is a travellers camp not too far away, and when I parked my car, I noticed there were some kids hanging around in the area, and it transpires that this isn't the first time that things like this have happened. And the point that I'm making and where I'm going with this story is that bad things happen to all of us. Things happen to us that are totally beyond our control. And it's not so much in life, will bad things happen? Because they will, but rather, how do we deal with it? And I mentioned the background to it. Now, I've reported it to the police and I've told them what I saw. I couldn't prove anything. There's no CCTV. I didn't see anyone do the act in question, or there were no witnesses there to say what went on. But you can put two and two together, and without jumping to massive conclusions, you can reach a reasonable verdict. And this is where people often take the law into their own hands. For example, this may happen to someone and they think to themselves, I know who did this, and they're right. They might not know the exact person, but they know where the source of it came from. So one night, they park the car some distance away, make the way to the edge of the camp, brick or a rock or something like that, and they put someone's window through in return. Might not be the person who did it to you, but you feel that you've enacted revenge or retribution. But two wrongs never make a right. And of course, the fact that you had to do that shows that inside you were all churned up. Anger is not a good emotion. Anger causes us to do things and say things that we always come to regret later. And I know that, and I'm sure we all do, because during the course of our lives, we've all done things that we've regretted later when we lost our temper, and we've all said things that we wished we could turn the clock back and undo. So when this happened to me, I dealt with it, drew a line under it, and moved on. I might not park there again in future. We learn from situations like that. But if we don't deal with it in our minds, these things will torment us. They'll keep us awake at night, and we'll be plotting and planning all sorts of actions to take revenge on the people that have done this. Neighbour disputes are the same. They can start off in the most trivial of circumstances, and because one does one thing, the other does something else, they develop and they very quickly get out of hand. Deal with things, draw a line under them. In this case, it cost me a lot of money to get a new window for that car, but I've drawn a line under it. And then most importantly, move on. Don't look back. For me, it's happened, it's in the past, and I refuse to allow it to affect me. It doesn't mean to say I think it's good. It doesn't mean to say I feel sorry for people, or I try to understand why people do things. Yes, we do that to a point, but I'm a great believer that if we do the right thing, we will always come through a better person as a result of that. So, something going on in your life. It could be something that you don't know who's behind it. It could be something that you have a good idea, or it could be something quite clearly that you know that's going on. If we don't deal with these things, they will eventually destroy us. Certainly, in the here and now, they will rob us of our peace. They will make us angry. We will do and say things that we will come to regret in later life. Deal with it, draw a line under it, and move on.